Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 23 of the KnitKnackChat Knitting Podcast. I am your host as always, Zach. I am coming to you from my studio apartment in St. Paul, Minnesota. It is Saturday, March 11th. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording this. I'm on my rocking chair and I feel like such an old soul right now. So yeah, I've had the craziest week and this month is just gonna get crazier. So I'm happy that I'm actually sitting down and talking to you guys so I can get some information out to you. Feel free, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, add me as a friend on Ravelry if you want. Both of those are KnitKnackZach with a K. You can find that in the description below. Also, right below that, you can find a link to my Ko-Fi account where you can send some money for coffee for me, but I really don't use the money for coffee. I use it either to occasionally buy myself some knitting patterns, or I'll use it to help pay for shipping for prizes. Yeah, and speaking of prizes, let's just get right into the first thing that the episode is clearly titled, the Knit Along Announcement. It is officially year 3. It is 11 days into March and 11 days into the Socks and Stocks Knit Along. I've been hosting this Knit Along ever since I started YouTube, so it's the 3rd year, which is super exciting. I've loved seeing everybody's socks that they've made. It's been super fun showing them off in Birkenstocks. Somebody either last year or the first year showed them off in clear boots, which was really awesome. And just seeing the yarn choices that you guys choose has been really awesome. I also want to give a quick shout out to Professor Pearl for deciding to cast on and join with us. Hi, Nicole. So awesome to meet you. I love watching your videos. I don't watch them as often as I should, but I do love watching them when I get the chance to. Thank you so much for joining in the Knit Along. And thank you everybody who is also joining in. I'm super excited to see the socks that you are going to be starting. I have a pair on my needle, or I have a single sock on my needle right now, and hoping to cast on another one, another 2 or 3 in the next few days, just so I have a few socks to keep my mind busy. Alrighty. I need to get my notes up real quick. There we go. Okay. So, a few little tweaks for the Knit Along from the past. I'm actually going to be stepping away from the Ravelry group that I have. I probably will use it occasionally, but I don't know if I will for this podcast again. But so with that, this Knit Along is only going to be on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, feel free to email me. I believe I have my email linked on my YouTube channel. So if you finish a pair of socks and you want to send me an email with a photo of your socks and your name, that would be awesome. And just so I can get as many people as I can interested in joining. You can make any weight sock you wish, so fingering weight, DK, worsted, bulky even if you want. It just has to be like a sock that you could wear comfortably in Birkenstocks or something to show them off, even just if they're slippers. I really could care less. And yeah, I'm still on the hunt for some prizes, so I'm for sure going to be looking at some local shops here in Minnesota, where I'm from. If you saw my Instagram post yesterday, or on my story yesterday, I shared a video from my knitting store and employer, Muse 2320. She has some new sock tail sets out, so I think I might snag a few of those for prizes. She has 2 new ones that I haven't even knit with, so I might take one for myself to knit on and take another one for a knit along prize. So those are always fun. And then I'll probably look around for either another sock set or maybe even offer purchasing a pattern for somebody if they wanted, if they would rather me purchase a pattern for them. I would gladly do that as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much all it has to do with the knit along. Let's get right into the knitting content. Why not? Let's see how fast this podcast can be. First things first, I'm going to start with what I'm wearing, and it also has to do with finished objects. So this is my best vest, which I test knit for James and Watts. I finished it. I was working on it in the last episode, and it's all done. It's all done. It is just a basic vest. I'm going to stand up. Basic vest pattern. Super oversized, super long. Has 4 inches of 1x1 ribbing, body split, V-neck, oversized armholes, which I absolutely adore. This I knit in Muse 2320, always. Crow worsted, which is her non-superwash. This is the colorway Black Walnut. I used almost 4 full skeins of her Crow yarn, and I'm so happy that she had the 4th skein of the same dye lot. You can kind of tell that the front panels are a little bit different than the body, just because of the way that it's pooled due to the short knit, how pooling works with hand-dyed yarn. But I really like it. I'm doing more of a casual fit with it today. On my personal Instagram, I wore it when I finished it, a few days after I finished it, to go see an opera down in La Crosse, Wisconsin last week. I wore it with a green button-up, and I looked super fancy, and I loved wearing that and seeing my friends do their thing on stage, so that was super fun. So there's the whole fancy look with like a button-up, there's the casual look, with just a t-shirt. And then I think I also eventually will do, so I'll take a few photos of it today in this casual look to post for when the pattern is released. And then I think eventually I'm going to take some more risque, not really risque, but like shirtless, like just the vest, vest and pants. See how that looks too. So it's more of like a summer fit too. But this pattern is released, I believe, the 24th of March. So keep your eyes on Instagram. Follow James and Watts. Also, they have a podcast on YouTube. Go check them out. Make them keep podcasting because I really love listening to him talk. So that's just my selfishness. So yeah, I'm super excited for this pattern to be released and to knit this again. I definitely will be knitting it again. So that's super exciting, and I definitely think you should knit it as well. It's a definite staple piece. So yeah. Okay, that was also one of my first finished objects, obviously. My next finished object, finally, is my Femme Fatel socks by Woolens and Nosh. It's all done. I have like a repeat left, just because I didn't want super long socks. Have I even put these on my foot? I don't know. Let me put it on my foot right now while I talk about them. So I knit these toe up 2 at a time. I did 64 stitches toe up. Heel flap and gusset. I did a staircase slip stitch over 1 row starting whenever the color changed. So like whenever there was a color changed, I did a slip stitch and I alternated it by 1 row, by 1 stitch every time. So I used pretty much all of the red, and I probably have maybe 5 or 6 grams of the self-striping left to do. So that's super exciting. I think I'm gonna just put both socks on. I think I'm gonna hold my leftovers with a skein of mohair that I have, and either do like a little plushie or something. Or I don't know, or maybe I'll just, yeah, I don't know yet. So these are decently long socks. They go about a little bit below mid calf. Oh my god, my legs are so pasty. Oh my god. So they're super long. They're gonna work so well in the boots that I have. I'm really excited about that. So super, oh my gosh, these socks feel amazing too. I haven't even worn them fully after washing them. So there's that. And then my last finished object I actually don't have with me anymore, because when I went to lacrosse, I met up with my college best friend, who has a service dog whose name is Hope, who you can see right here, wearing the harness-friendly dog sweater by Jacquline Seaslack. I knit it out of Barocco Vintage DK, in that purpley color. So Hope is a standard poodle, with like a ginger hair, and I really love how she really loved the sweater, so I'm super happy about that. Yeah. So that was one of the things that made my weekend too, was getting to give that gift to the dog. So yeah, and I actually have another dog sweater I think I'm going to show you guys that I'm almost done with. So there's that. Yeah, that is it pretty much for FOs. On to works in progress, onto the whips. Let's, as the ladies at We Should Needles say, let's whip it out. I just finished watching the recent video, and oh my gosh, I love them so much. So here is my first whip. So first whip, another test knit, the test knit that I've been working pretty much the longest on, I think probably since February when I started this one. But this is my Gaon cardigan by Soomin, I believe is how you say their name. But last time I was at this marker here on the back panel. And obviously I have finished the back panel. Back panel is done. Got my shoulder shaping. Or I think I was at one of these markers. One of these 3 markers that's on here. I can't remember. Maybe this one. So I knit the rest of the back panel. And I am halfway through one of the front panels. The pattern was designed to have the button, it's a applied button band. And then it's the 3x1 rib all the way across. You can like kind of see me through it. But the buttonholes are written to be on the right panel. But being a male presenting person, most of the button-up shirts that I own, the buttons are on the right panel and the buttonholes are on the left. So that is my like big adjustment for the pattern, is adjusting what side my buttonholes are on. So I have all 3 of my buttonholes. I have my armhole shaping done, and now I just need to do my shoulder shaping, and yeah. And then I get to start the next panel. And then seam it together, do the sleeves, and be done. I also... Oh, I found them! Oh, good! Okay, well, I'll put those away. I lost my T-pins and my little my gripper. And it was in this bag. Okay. Well, I am knitting this out of the recommended yarn that the designer used. So this is Mondim Sock by Rich Osario. This is in the colorway 119, which is straight black. It's a Portuguese wool, non-superwash. From Portugal. I bought it from the distributor in Portugal. and yeah, it was super cheap. The shipping literally took 2 seconds. And I love how the yarn feels. And I do have enough to knit socks. Knit black socks. So I'm going to be knitting myself some black socks, and I'm very excited. Okay. So yeah, this is that. This test knit isn't due until the middle of April, I don't think. So I feel confident. Like I could probably finish. I think I'm probably going to try to finish this panel by the end of the month, and then start my other panel at the beginning of April and have it done by then. Just because I have so many other knits that I'm working on that in a way, I want more than this. Like, yes, I want this cardigan because of the aesthetic of it, but I'm totally fine waiting and taking my time. Also, another thing I'm planning on doing, I'm planning on taking my swatch that I made. It's a little, I think I might do it this way. I don't know, I think I might do it this way. Taking my swatch and making a little pocket. Just like sewing it on top of the cardigan, just to have a little pocket for some interest. So that'll be kind of exciting. Yeah, that's my plan. I didn't realize how thin it was, but okay. Cool. Yay. Okay. And I have this in my bearded pearl bag that I bought a few years ago. Hopefully soon we will see Caleb and Justin again on the YouTube universe. They're still settling in Switzerland, so hopefully soon they can start podcasting again and we get to see more of their bags. Hopefully that would be really awesome. So there's that. My next whip. So last episode I had the Oslo hat on my needles, but I really hated it. So I ripped it out and I started a new hat with the same yarn. So this is still the Madeline Tosh DK in Vanilla Bean. Also, something I didn't say about this yarn was a gift from a friend of mine who also lives in St. Paul. Their name is Toby. They work at the yarn store, the Yarnery, here in St. Paul, which is literally a hop, skip, and a jump from my apartment. So again, another super local yarn shop. So I ripped that out, the Oslo hat out, and I started this one. So it's the top 2x2 top-down hat by Kevin Haggerty. So obviously top-down, probably about halfway done. I'm going to use all of this yarn, make it as long as it can be. I'm super excited. I'm loving how like all the purple in this is flashing. It's not really coming up purpley, but I guess I'm in a brown mood recently, but neutrals. We'll see. You'll see how that changes a little bit. Not really though, if I think, well, kind of. Okay, so there's that. There's not much about that pattern. I'm knitting it on US 6s. It's just 2x2 rib. So it's super easy knitting. Do it when I don't want to do anything too complicated. So there's that. Next is my first socks for the Socks and Stocks KAL. The yarn that I'm using is the January Troop 2320 club yarn. So this is Lake Itasca, and then the mini. Let me just grab the mini quick. Here's the mini. It kind of looks like little stones, like river stones. And I was like, oh, river stones and the river and the lake. And I remember I saw this pattern when it came out on Instagram, and I just like fell in love with it because it's similar to a Stephen West pattern that I have. But this is the Bubblegum socks by JamesMakeThings. Yeah. So I'm at the point where I'm gonna start my heel flap and gusset. But here's little bubble stitches here, alternating between the stone color and the lake color. The heel flap and gusset and everything will be all in the main color. Then the toe will be in the little stone color. And yeah, I'm knitting a 64 stitch, the second size, which is 64 stitches. And oh my god, I'm loving this like pooling micro stripe effect that's happening. It's just so good. I really love the gauge that this is getting. I do hope I have a little bit of yarn left over at the end of this sock so I can do like a memory like blanket for this sock club. Or something. Yeah, so that's my plan, is to do like a sock, like another like habitation throw or something with this. So yeah, that's this. Using a US 1 as usual, magic loop. As you can see, I'm not doing them 2 at a time, and it's also not my usual toe up. It is cup down. If the pattern is able to be flipped to do toe up, I will do that, but this one is not really that easy to do toe up, so I just did it top down, and I'll do the second one. I'll probably get to the toe of this and just put it on needles, different needles, and start the other sock and get it to the toe and then do the toes at the same time. And I think I might do a different toe. I think I might do like a star toe or something, or like a what is it called? Atomical toes. I think I might use Justin's atomical toe sock video on that podcast on Bearded Pearl's channel. His partner made a sock video about, because he does his socks, his toes anatomically. So he has a left foot and a right foot. So I think I might do that with these socks. Yeah. So back that goes. I do have the next month of, so last month's technically, of the Troop 2320 yarn. I did post it on Instagram, so if you want to go check it out now while you're watching the video, go check out my Instagram post. You'll also get some details on the sock knit along in that post as well. Oh wait, do I show off? No, I don't. No, I don't show off the neck. Never mind. But still check out my Instagram. Link below. I love this bag. This bag is gonna be rotating for all of my knit along socks. So yeah. Okay, there's that sock. Okay. Also last time I think I had the Cozy Classic Raglan cast on. And started a little bit, but then I was looking at the yarn in my stash, or the sweaters that I had already knit recently, and I was like, these are way too similar. These two sweaters are way too similar to use the exact same yarn, the exact same color as like the main color. So I decided to frog it, fully frog it, and I bought more yarn. I exchanged yarn and I bought more for a different sweater. So still using Shelter, but instead of the dark color, I'm just using the light color, which is sweatshirt. And then I'm still going to be using the 3 tones colors that I have. So this is the color story of this sweater, and I'm very excited for it. Super bright. And here is the start of it. It is on way too short of a cord. I need to change my cord out because I lost these, which is why I needed to change the cord. So it's just been sitting. This sweater would be so much farther along, but it's just been sitting. So this is the Colorbook Raglan by Aimee Sher. It is a 1x1 twisted rib. I really love so far how this pattern is designed, and I like how different the Raglan increases are. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. yeah, there's not really much to show. I'm going to be doing the striped version on like the lower body of it. So it'll be a solid body. Ooh, or maybe should I do should I do full stripes? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna look at the Ravelry pages and see if anybody else has done like a fully striped version. If not, I'll just do like the lower half stripes on the body and the sleeves, alternating between these 3 colors. So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited to have like a kind of bright sweater in my wardrobe. So I have to think about the order that I want. And I have the gray. I'd have the gray in between all of them. I think maybe this. Do the pink at the bottom, or like alternate and then go boop, boop, boop. Do 6 stripes probably. I don't know. We shall see. And I have this sweater project sitting in my cornflower bag, which I bought from Nomadic Yarns when I got my first skein of self-striping yarn. So, yeah. I'm gonna put this on new cables today. I'm gonna do that after the podcast. Okay. Okay, I'm actually gonna show, I'll show this last in case I need to. Okay. So I casted 2 new things on, technically 3 if you count the, or maybe 4 if you count the sweater and the socks. With no right to needing to. So, first, both of them are by Stephen West. One is a test knit and one is not. So the one that is not is the Lava Lake shawl. This is where I'm at right now. I'm still in like the first, I just started like the second section. I have that second stitch marker here, which is basically dictating this exact same pattern. So I am knitting this Lava Lake shawl out of my leftovers from my 2019, no, 20, for my 2021 Mystery and Along, the slip extravaganza. It is Ching Fiber single ply that I bought from the shop. All of those colorways are on my shawlography, not slip extravaganza, my shawlography shawl. So if you want to look at those colors, go check out that project page. So I have about 50 grams of each color left. So I'm gonna use up all of these colors as best as I can, adjusting the fade sequence as best as I can to accommodate for that. And the shawl was only 4 colors, so I'm gonna grab full skeins of my fade. So these are the 4 colors that were in the shawl originally, but this shawl is a 5-color fade, and I luckily had a single ply from my bestie Muse. So this is Fat Finch, and I believe the color Spruce, but I'm not 100%. This is in my Bubbles and Brioche shawl, so if you want to check the colorway, check out that project page. So this is my fade. So it starts with the light tan, goes to the yellow tan, goes to the neon green, speckled green, and then the solid dark green in the center. So yeah, I'm gonna try to use as much yarn as I can to use it all up, just so I don't have any leftovers. And I honestly might just be gifting this shawl away. Or I might gift my shawlography shawl, depending on, because they're the exact same colors pretty much, and I don't know if I want 2 shawls of the exact same color in my wardrobe. yeah, so we shall see. This is the start of it. Super exciting. I'm really loving it so far. It's super mindless. So yeah. I have this in my Miss Brown's bags bag. I don't remember what colorway this fabric is. I got this for Christmas a while, like two or 3 years ago, like right before the pandemic, I think. So yeah, I love it. And I occasionally will put, since it's super small right now, I don't want to take the entire bag with me, so I occasionally will just put the skein or 2 skeins if I'm going to be starting the fade soon into this small fringe applico bag and just traveling with it. I did start my fade sequence. I was going to originally like try to half the shawl because I didn't think I would have that much yarn, but I guess I do have that much where I could probably be able to make the entire full length shawl with just my 50 grams of each color. So I started my fade sequence and I still had so much left over. So I just ripped out the fade sequence and I started over. So for now, 1 color still. So it's just gonna sit in this bag. Okay. And unlike most of my West Knits test knits, we were told, because Stephen West had recently shared photos of the test knit on his Instagram, on his puppers, some of the other test knitters had emailed and asked, hey, are we able to show progress on our test knit since Stephen just did? Like, is this something we're able to do now, just for this one? And we were told yes, so I'm going to show it. Please, Stephen, if you're watching this, or Linda, if you're watching this, please don't be too upset with me. This is probably what I was understanding. I do not have any idea when this pattern is going to be released. I do have to finish the test knit by the 1st of April, though. So it is in my wax canvas fringe applico bag that I bought before they shut down. Let me show you my yarn first. So again, I'm doing a fade sequence using leftovers, just to try to use up some scraps because it's a small project. There it is. Here's my fade sequence. And then here is my background color. Background color, what does that mean? It means brioche. So it's this tan color and then with the pinks and stuff. You can't see them all, but whatever. Whoops. I'm just gonna throw things. Okay. Look at it. It's like almost done. I started this like 3 days ago. So this is a brioche dog sweater. I am knitting size 2 for, oh my god, it's so cute. Oh, ooh, I could knit, oh my god, stop. Just knit like a fully brioche sweater. That's tempting. That's very tempting. Anyways, brioche dog sweater. The body is done. My fade sequence. Still have the little arms to knit. Has little sleeves, so cute. So I'm knitting the second size. I am knitting this for my boss's little dog, who is a Chihuahua mix. Most of this is all yarn that I bought at her shop. So the background color is actually vintage DK, and just like a very pale tan color. And then let me see if I can name all of these. Petal is this color. This petal is Ed. No, it's Carl. No, this one is Carl. This is Boo. It starts with a B. Bouillonnaise or something. Bouvant. Something. I'll probably try to put it right here. And then this deep purple. I think it was a one of a kind, but it is super similar to her color Jammy. So that's kind of my fade sequence. Yeah. I knit differently. I'm not going to share a lot of details about it, just cause. So, yeah. So I just have the little sleeves, little sleeveys to knit, and I think I'll just knit them straight out of this color. I need to half the skein. I'll half the skein, and if I don't have enough to do the entire leg, because there is a little bit of a leg for this. So if I don't have enough to do the full leg, I'll do a little fade moment. I do, however, whenever I do my I-cord bind offs, I go up a needle size or two. So with this I-cord bind off, I went up 2 needle sizes. Pretty sure, yeah, I went up 2 needle sizes for this one. I knit the collar I-cord on the needle size, and I fully regret that. So that's kind of annoying on my part, but say lovey. It'll be fine. It'll hopefully fit the doggo, so I'll probably let this sit. This test knit isn't due until April 1st, so I'll probably, well, I want to get it done so that I can give it to my boss for her dog so I can get some photos taken. So maybe I'll finish it today. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. I don't even know if I'll have enough to fade sequence through the next color in my fade. It's crazy. So hopefully I don't need to. Put all of this back. Okay. That pretty much has to do it with the things that I've been working on fairly consistently. My blanket is still just sitting in this little bin. I cast on that section, but then I went to pick it back up and I just wasn't feeling the colors of it. So I ripped it out. So it's back to where it was last time. Next on my list is Aquisitions. So it has already been 10 days into March, so I hope to the Lord that you've gotten your Muse 2320 Troop 2320 yarn, because I'm going to show it right now. I get my base on the Mockingjay single ply, or 2-ply fingering, 80/20 sock. This is the Mardi Gras colorway. So we have gone top to tail within the first 2 months. So yeah, so we did like Itasca, which is the headwaters of the Mississippi, all the way down to New Orleans, Louisiana, to celebrate Mardi Gras, because it was February, and you can't not do Mardi Gras in February. It would be kind of silly to do like a Christmas. It wouldn't be silly to do a Christmas in New Orleans, but that's just not what I think. Like, this was a smart choice on her behalf to go straight to New Orleans to do the Mardi Gras color. So yeah, I'm super excited. I do have a pattern picked out for this sock set, which I hope to do soon. I hope to start it soon. Like, probably once I'm halfway done with my other socks, I'll probably cast these ones on, so I can alternate socks. So yeah. Yay. I'm super excited. I don't even know what's happening in March, so hopefully it'll be done soon so I can get it. I'm very excited. Yay! Okay. Next up is something that I didn't buy. My mother had bought it for herself to knit something or crochet something. My mother crochets. I'm a knitter. I do a little bit of crochet, but not much. But my mom bought Red Heart Hygge, which is this super cozy, fluffy yarn. It is 70% acrylic, 30% nylon. Super fuzzy though, super soft. I don't normally knit with acrylic, but that's pretty much the only yarn that my mom buys. That and cotton, and I don't shame her for it. But I was at sweater camp, and so many people were wearing the campsider poncho, and I was like, oh, my mom would probably really like that. So I sent her a picture of it, and she's like, oh, that looks really pretty. And so she had this yarn set aside, so I think I might try to adjust the pattern, even though this is knit for bulky. This is a bulky yarn. Maybe I might try to find a different pattern, bulky weight poncho to make my mom, but hopefully I can have, it's bulky weight, so I could probably find something and knit it up super fast for Mother's Day. So yeah, that's what this is. I have like, I don't even know, I didn't even count. I probably have 8 skeins of this in my stash. So. Burp, burp, burp. Super fuzzy. I'm really excited. I should cast that on soon. And then the same day that I went to the Yarnery to exchange for my Colorwork Raglan, I always go to their little sale bin, and they had a single lonely skein of Brooklyn Tweed Cori in the color Lapis on sale because they're getting, apparently Brooklyn Tweed is getting entirely new, like, colors or, like, dye processes for their yarn, for Cori at least. So the stores that carry their yarn were told, I think, either were probably just told to, sale out the yarn that they had purchased from them. So I was able to get this on sale. It was the only one that was there. So I'm gonna wait. I might, after this, I'm probably gonna run some errands. Just taking the tag off. I might stop by and see if they got Quarry in and see if I can find a contrast to do like a brioche something with, like a brioche cowl or something. Super small. It is 200 yards, so it's a lot of yarn. But a contrast to do with this and brioche, because I have been obsessed with brioche lately. So yeah. I'm really excited about this. I love blues. Blues are one of my favorites. So yeah. Things that I'm gonna put on my needles like real soon, like probably within the weekend, because I have nothing better to do this weekend. I have them right here. Both in their own little bags. So in my, I don't even know what to call this bag, my little Knitter Man bag. I've already made 2 of these, but I have yarn for a 3rd one, and honestly, probably even a 4th one. This is the Oink pattern by Susan B. Anderson, which was a Makers League pattern with Darn Knit Anyway, which is a yarn store in Stillwater, Minnesota. Another one of my amazing local yarn stores. I feel so lucky here in Minnesota to have so many. But they do, every month they have a pattern and yarn kits for the month for people to knit on, just to like sell their yarn. So I've already made two of these pigs, and the kit came with enough yarn, like it's filled with a bouncy ball, no bouncy ball. So the kit came with 2, and I have like half a skein left still, so I can at least make 1 more. So that's what I'm gonna do, just to have a 3rd one. I'm also probably gonna submit it to the Stuffies Mal that We Share Needles are doing, because it can be stuffed with anything, and a bouncing ball is stuffed, so I'll do that. But yeah, my little piggy needs a friend over there, so I'm gonna make him a friend, because I gave the other pig to my best friend for Christmas. Okay, and the next one I actually have to go to Muse today and get different yarn, because I bought the wrong weight on accident. But I'm going to be knitting the Knitwords pillow by Cori Eichelberger, who is a Minnesota designer. So she has this whole book on Knitwords. It's a color work chart, and it's basically everything under the sun with all of the knitting lingo on it. So it's a 9-stripe like pillowcase with, you know, different things inside all of the little stripes, different words. So all of the words and phrases, I'm going to be using these 3 colors by Barocco Vintage line. It's a worsted pattern, so I need to get a different light blue because this is DK, not worsted. So this is what I'm going to be doing with that. My like color theme, I guess, for my apartment is like orange and blue contrast, which I really love. So there's that. And then the backgrounds for all of them are going to be this gray. Let's use 2 grays, and I think I might buy a 3rd gray, just so I have like a 3-stripe sequence fully across the board. Yeah. Or I think I even might just go with like the 2 stripes here, these 2 alternating, and then this one, and then get a 3rd gray. I'm not too sure yet, so I should recake this. This is kind of a mess. I might do that. But yeah, so that's a future cast on. I have this in a bagoo bag with a bunch of cats on it. So alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It has been so amazing chatting with you guys again. Sorry the video is a little bit longer than usual. I try to keep them under 40 minutes. Sometimes I just ramble or I have so many projects. Thank you so much again, as always, for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, share with your knitting friends. Keep this community growing. I want to continue to give thanks to all the podcasters that shout me out on their videos, either to do with my knit along or just like with watching my videos. I really appreciate it, you guys. You have no idea how much just like mentioning me, like how many people actually go to that channel and subscribe and like watch their content. It really does help, and I really do appreciate it. Yeah, we all won't be here without each other. So I couldn't thank you enough. So yeah, until further ado, keep knitting, keep shining, and keep being the best version of yourself. Bye, everybody.